I would say it would be Little Brother. That one is, that's the anthem of the album in my view. That one came together, the way that song came together, you know, it's rooted in some sad events in Trent's family life, and just the way the song came together and the way it was recorded, and Bob Carpenter played the Hammond on that track. He played the organ, and it just came together really well, and I think it's one of the best tracks. I dig it. It's got a great mood. Plus it's 8 minutes long, so any long song's always good for me. I like the long ones.
My favorite Bridge of Sighs song to play is Angry Clouds. And the first time I heard it, I was just really drawn to it. It gives me a lot of freedom as a drummer to kind of do a lot of different things, which I don't normally get to do when I play, you know, when I've played in other bands. It's just gives me a lot of freedom to do a lot of more drummy stuff, and I don't have to be safe like I have to kind of be in other projects.
I'd have to say my favorite song, because to me, as much as I love Freedom Stain, my favorite song on the record is Angry Clouds for two reasons. It was the first song that we wrote as a group, and to me, I'm definitely a song guy, and Angry Clouds to me is the best standalone song from a song perspective. A lot of the other tunes are more riff-oriented. That's, to me, is just a real standalone song. I always define a great song as a type of song that you can sit down with an acoustic guitar and a voice, and the song is there, and I think that song holds up to that test.
Of course, Huey Lewis and the News at Fiddler's Green in Denver, Colorado, where I grew up, and changed my life.
The first concert was one of those multi-band bills, and I can remember the bill. It was a long time ago. It was Cheap Trick, Journey, Black Sabbath, Molly Hatchet, and the Babies. And I'm dating myself right there. What is that, 1947?
AC/DC Back in Black tour, 1980, I think 1980, 81.
Someone who is very dynamic in playing the B.O.S. parts and lets them breathe. Just again, going back to kind of the space thing, there's a lot of room to take up with only 3 guys, and it's easy to overplay in that situation, and I think that he would say that I leave a lot of space.
I guess as far as the band goes, he might look at me as kind of the glue that keeps it all together. Probably the best way I can put that.
Trent, you know, he's always on me. He says I need to know where the one is more, and he's always getting down on me about, you gotta practice to a metronome, Tom. You never know where that one is. You feel it, but you really don't know where it is. And he always gets down on me, and he always ribbing me about the one, and I tell him I'm working on it, but he says he would trade me not knowing where the one is because of my style of playing. He really digs the way I play overall, and the mood and the feeling that I put into the playing. But if I knew where the one is more often, I think I'd make him totally 100% happy.
I think Trent would probably say that he and I lock in together really well whenever we play, and especially in this power trio context, the Bridge of Sighs.
I think Ryan would fall right in line with Trent's thing. Loves the feeling, the emotion, the soul behind the playing, but probably wants to hit me over the head sometimes when I come in just a quarter of a second late or something on certain things. So that's probably where Ryan would be too, as a drummer. You know how the drummers are.
Hopefully as a complementary rhythm section mate.
I've been compared to mostly guys from the 70s. Trent says I'm very Pagey. He says I'm very Jimmy Pagey the way I play. So I would say probably like that.
I would think they would describe me as someone who plays and listens to all styles of music. I have an extensive background in jazz and orchestral music, and in rock and hard rock up to metal. And I would like to think that they describe me as someone who has a mix of all styles of music and is very dynamic.
John Paul Jones, Jaco Pastorius.
Coke.
I am a Coke guy, Coca-Cola.
Coke or Pepsi? Pepsi.
I would say Grease, the first Grease. That's one of my favorites. I love that.
My favorite, most musically themed movie, of course, is Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John. One of the greatest movies of all time, no matter what any of the movie books say. I was at a store recently and they had a book that had the top 100 worst movies of all time, and it was in that book. That book is wrong. It's one of the best movies ever. The music in it is phenomenal. You can't go wrong with Olivia Newton-John ever. And ELO, seriously, that's amazing.
And I try to avoid the cliches because probably a lot of people would say Spinal Tap or That Thing You Do. Those are all fun music movies that, you know, one being very funny, one being really well made. I don't know. Probably a favorite music movie would be The Last Waltz, the movie about the band's last concert.
That's a very, very difficult question to answer. If I had to pick one that was the most influential on me, it would have to be a Rush record, and it would probably have to be Moving Pictures.
Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti.
Houses of the Holy, Led Zeppelin. Ryan is like Mr. Sunshine, I tell you. He's really good. He's the optimist, the new optimist in the band. Trent's real optimistic. I'm pretty optimistic. But Ryan's just like the fuel now. He's really pushing, and I love playing with him. He's great.
Trent Stroh is a phenomenal bass player and singer. I've worked with him for years, and he's the one that pulled me into Bridge of Sighs. Having a great time playing with him and Tom. And Trent plays all styles of music at a A+ level. It's really fun playing with him. Phenomenal singer, has an amazing style to mix of a lot of different singers, and can sing the hell out of a lot of different cover stuff.
I assume you mean Gilligan's Island, Ginger or Marianne? I would say neither. I would say Mrs. Howell.
Who? I'm just kidding. I'll go Ginger.
Ginger.
Is his accuracy in getting parts down, these amazing parts, and he plays them the same way every single time. He's very regimented and comes up with these amazing parts, and it's great to see him just execute them flawlessly every single time we play.
When he strikes on something that is catchy, it's funny that with Bridge of Sighs, this term has been thrown around about Tom that he's a riff factory, and he does that sometimes. He'll stumble on some sort of pattern or riff, and I'll kind of go, oh, what was that? That was kind of cool. And I think the other thing I like about Tom's playing is he really cares about what he's playing. He's really concerned with what he's playing. He's always trying to search for what's the right thing.